So we're just doing some startups, and the number one thing that I see missed or incorrect on startup is the voltage tap on your transformer. You can see we got 214 volts. These come wired, and most do come wired for 240. You see that right there. Now, an easy way to tell, this is how I usually catch it. If you check from red to common, we've got 23.5 volts. So let's kill the power, swap it, and see what we get then. And you can see we are now tapped to the 208 spot, and that's going to match our actual voltage. And we're going to have more like 27 volts. 27 volts. So that low voltage over time will wear on your components. All your 24 volt components, the relays in the boards, all that stuff, it will wear on it over time. And that is the most common thing that I find. And that's why, because they usually have 208 and they come from the factory wired for 230 or 240. Always keep an eye out for that. What up, guys? It's a little windy out today. I don't know how much I'm going to get to record because of the wind, and the sun is beating down on me now. It's at least keeping it fairly warm. We're about 50 degrees out, and I got some Lennox Humiditrols to start up. So I'm just going to go through and take a look at everything and see what we think about the new Lennox. I don't have a whole lot of experience with these especially, but I get the general idea. We got some books there. Controller looks nice, Bluetooth connected. I'm gonna have to download the app, it looks like, and see if I can't connect and set and adjust things. Looks like a pretty nice setup. This panel looks like it'll flip out. There's a GFI back in there hiding. So pretty nice setup. I haven't had too many problems out of Lennox. They're usually a good product. Scroll compressor. We got our reversing valve, and we got two separate valves here controlling the hot gas reheat. I guess it's not modulation. I'm not sure exactly what we would call those valves, but that's going to control our hot gas, and we're either going to shoot hot gas through our reheat coil or through the condenser coil. Pretty simple. I'm interested to see what that app looks like. I'm just giving everything a general once over. Looks like they come with the smoke detectors, factory wired here. Here's my thermostat. We're gonna have to do something here because we're gonna need another wire, I would assume, unless it does it through the control. I've got just a Y1 and a W1, and we'll need to turn our gas on. I gotta figure all that out and figure out where my gas is. But looks like we got a nice pull bar on the blower, ECM motor, of course. Looks like everything was done pretty well. They got some insulation here. Nothing really rubbing on our liquid lines. You can see our reheat coil. So that's our reheat coil, and then the evaporator coil sits behind it. Cap tube's not rubbing out. This is 410A. We got a liquid line sensor. Those wires are laying on that line. I don't really like that, but it's a pretty simple fix. We can move those around. Same way up there, they've kind of got them strapped to the liquid line. Not my favorite place, but seems like that'll be okay. We got reheat, gas heat, mechanical cooling, and an economizer. This is going to be fun to start up. It shouldn't be too bad with an app, I wouldn't think. There's your TXV bulb. Jumble of wires. I do like more manufacturers need to start using a wired protector like that. Although now I'm looking at, if you're gonna use them, you gotta use them right, because look at that. All those wires sitting on that edge. So, looks like you got enough to just slide it over a little bit more. Guys that are putting these together don't know this stuff and don't think about this stuff. They just throw them in. But we can pull that down and get that secured. We're gonna have to do something with that because those are gonna rub. I'm guessing that's my outdoor temp humidity. I don't know if that, yeah, it looks like maybe it's supposed to pop in like that. I'm not sure. We'll check the other ones and see. It doesn't really secure very well, but we'll get something done on that to protect those wires. Everything else looks good. There's the other side of our smoke detector. And I don't know what the hell that is. I'm gonna have to RTFM on this guy. And hopefully the app is some help, but it's just a, I guess it's a temp sensor. That's kind of odd. Why is it right here? Huh. Now I'm curious. I'm interested to see what the hell that is. It's just a single wire, so it's not a switch. It's got to be doing something. Huh. So, I have to look at that. It says GPS, and I noticed. Where did I see that other wire? Right here. There you go. I bet that's a receiver. I wonder if the thermostats, I was gonna say wireless, but it's not wireless because I got wires. That's probably a Bluetooth connection of some sort. I don't know exactly what it's doing, but that's the same wire. So it plugs onto the top of there and gives you some Wi-Fi connection or something. So all this looks good. I gotta go make sure I got gas and power, and then we can start up. Look like you can see they're doing construction on that side of the building. Look like they added on. I don't know why these were added up here. You see the old trains and the ERV. So why did they add? I'll bet they finished an upstairs area, and that's why they've put these in. I'll bet there was an empty upstairs. So, like I said, I don't know how much I'm going to video, but I'll see what I can get. Let's get the app pulled up. I just got here. I'm just trying to figure things out now. I got to go down and get all my stuff. Look like pretty nice units, so we'll see what we do. As far as the cooling goes, they're going to want the heat running. So that's going to be my first priority. The cooling and the dehum, we might have to wait, because I said 50 degrees. It's probably 45, but it's still a little cool to be trying to set up the cooling. I'm sure they'll be all right. We might get at least a static pressure reading on the refrigerant circuits, and then maybe kick them on. We'll make sure the rotation's right and all that good stuff, but we'll probably have to come back and start up the cooling. I'm gonna go down and grab my stuff, and I'm gonna take these with me and do a little reading, and then we'll figure out where we go from there. So I got my manuals. I'm just looking at the space. This is already going to be a problem, because this is going to be a conference room if I've ever seen one, and it doesn't have a thermostat. We got 2 supplies. Return, looks like it's free draw. And we won't bet they shoved it in one of these offices. No doubt. Just gonna locate all of my thermostats first. Oh, there's one. They got the Lennox too. So, why? You can see the hallway it's in. I don't know why the hell you would put it there. A lot of these things get built and they put it on a blueprint, and they've got to go by the blueprint. Blueprint doesn't always work, because we all know engineers are smarter than everybody else. Pretty simple deal. common green, white, yellow, and red. So we'll have to come back down and program these. But looks like it's going to be a nice space. I don't know how this is going to work. That should probably be over on the other wall in the conference room. But you're going to have trouble with all of these offices. You got windows with the sun shining through. So you got a whole bunch of heat load. And you got a thermostat here. So best thing you can do in that case is circulate the air until they figure out how well it's going to work. But see, we got construction going on everywhere. Both those buildings are new. This building was built when I was starting that building up. Got like a FedEx over there, trains on the other side. This is a big industrial park. So let's find all my stats and then we'll go check and power and do what we need to do. The dehum might be the only thing that saves them in this space. There's too many offices and thermostats in common areas. It's gonna be tough. Looks like we should be good everywhere. I'm gonna try to streamline this process and make it as quick as possible. They got their pressure gauge on there that they were pressure testing with. Luckily I got construction guys on site, so they should have a plug for that because I can't leave it like that. We're gonna have to have a plug somewhere so it's not just a ball valve. And then I'm gonna bleed all my air. We'll start with these two. Manometer, get the inlet pressure, and check outlet pressure. Obviously, we'll dial them in once I get the power on. I gotta check the power too, so I'll probably bleed the air, check my gas pressure in. Same thing here. And then move my manometers to the outlet pressure, try to fire them both off at the same time. That way I get an idea if I have an issue with the inlet gas pressure. But we're just gonna do two at a time probably. 1, 2, 1, 2. Adapt and overcome. So I should be able to get down in here and get this loose now with a little makeshift. Some stuff I found on my truck. I just don't understand why we can't make a gas valve that's, I mean, does the port always have to be there? Can we move, like, just make it accessible? I guess if I took this whole panel off, I could get into it, but then I'm gonna have a gap. I mean, hell, I already can't open this and look at my burners without the blower, so like, this is a bad setup anyways. The old Lennox were kind of like this too, and then they started splitting them where you had a bottom door and a top door, which was kind of helpful. But all right, so now let's turn the gas on, see what kind of inlet pressure I got. 10 inches water column, I like that. That should be fine. I'm gonna leave it that way. We'll turn everything else on. I'm gonna kick my gas valve on. The one thing I did notice, I'm gonna have to grab a W2. Now I think for testing purposes, I'm gonna be able to go in through the app and do everything from here, but in the end, I'm gonna have to connect a W2 down at my thermostat. For all of these, I'm sure they're all wired the same. And then I've got 2 extra wires. I don't know if the thermostat is gonna communicate up here if it needs dehum and allow this thing to dehumidify, but we may need, I got humidistat inputs here. So I may need a humidity sensor. I'm not sure exactly. They've got some more sensors over here. Looks like they're using an S silk bus like the Jade controllers. So I'm gonna have to figure all that out. But just need to get the gas started up right now, get this heat going, and then I can worry about the rest later. So let's get our three-phase checked. Oh, well, if you go to the right side of the contactor, oh shit. If you go to the right side of the contactor, it doesn't matter because they got breakers off. So now I get to go find breakers. Let's go verify that all my disconnects are in the off position, and then I'll go try to locate the breakers. I should have seen that coming. All right. So we're gonna go L1 to L2. 195. And we're gonna go L1 to L3. And we're backwards. So 321 tells me it's backwards. You can't trick this meter. It's pretty smart. I've tried. So we need to reverse one of my wires here. They just matched up the colors. I'll get one of those switched around. We'll get it corrected and then be able to start this guy up. See what it's going to take to get that going. So I was actually able to correct it on the incoming side. That was going to be best. So we got the right phase now. I just pulled this panel off and did it inside there. Now it's booting up is what it says. You can't read it. It says boot. The winds keeps hitting me with this door. It'd be nice to have something to hook the door open. Okay, it's ready to pair. There's your app, Lennox Core. And it's looking to pair. I wish there was, I guess there's 2 buttons here. Maybe you can do it from there. Allow some permissions. Pair to RTU. It would be nice to have a control through here somehow. I'm sure these buttons do something, but just as an extra, it's nice to have the Bluetooth. We'll see how easy it is to use. It doesn't want to pair, but or maybe I need to push the button. I don't know. Pair. There you go. 0520 RTU1. And it says the 4-digit code on the controller should match the code shown above. I don't know where the 4-digit code is. Unless they're talking about scanning that QR code. It's the only one powered, so it's got to be it. So the first one I've done, I mean, it's pretty easy so far, but it takes a long time to pair. There you go. Finish, okay. Here we go. I mean, that's pretty cool. We've got return air and discharge air. It's unoccupied. No demand. Let's go see what our active alerts are. Humidity sensor. I don't know if I've got a humidity sensor. All right, give me the info. Okay. Oh, you know what? I was thinking economizer humidity sensor, but it wants the sensor here. I had a feeling that was going to be a problem. Paid all this money for Humiditrols and can't even use it. Now, how do I get to setup? Install. That's just going to give me the date and time. Oh, that is the setup. I thought that was an extra option, but it's not. It's no arrow there. So RTU information. Look at this door, man. Alright, model and serial. It's gonna be on this door. Nope, on the other door. Let's go verify the model and serial, and then we'll hit next and see what happens. LGT072H4EX1G. Unit 1. 5623 J00516. Okay. So far so good as far as the app goes. Let's go to next. Review information matches, configuration ID. Sure. Alright, get this the hell out of the way. Why are you there? Good Lord. Configuration ID sticker. I don't know where the configuration ID sticker is, but I'm sure I can find it. Oh, yeah. There you go. There's your configuration ID under the model and serial number and all that stuff that I didn't see in the beginning. That would have been helpful. And it looks right. Let's go to next. Select a dehumidification mode. Dehumidification mode. No conditions. I'm not going to have dehum anyways. I'm not sure what no conditions mean. Let's just leave it a default for now. Really need to get the heat going, and the rest we can worry about later. Local sensor. Reheat digital input. Select sensor type. Local sensor. I'm guessing that's going to be... Yeah, so that's my input 4. Which would be... this one, digital input 4. So we don't want that one because we're not connected to it. We don't have a network sensor, I don't believe. Network is going to be that S-bus, I think. We've also got a humidity sense over here. So local sensor, I believe, hopefully is going to be the thermostat. Hopefully we can use it that way. And that is their default set point. We're going to go more like... let's go 58 and 3. That puts us at 55%. If it can maintain 55%. Hell, actually, I'm leaving everything at default. Let's just leave it there. We can make adjustments if we need to after the fact. Local sensor. Enhanced dehumidification. I don't know what that is. Overcool limit 2. And there's your everything we just set up. Okay. What is enhanced dehumidification? And why the hell does it keep popping my media sound up every time I hit the screen? Alright, let's just go to finish. Fuck. Let's go to finish. I heard a click. Okay. We're going to go in and get in the sensor downstairs too. We'll go through, I'm gonna go through all of this, but let's go through test and balance and see if we can't test the heat out. Damper blower. What if I want to do something other than my damper and my blower? Enthalpy set point. Economizer option. Okay, we'll leave that. Sure, we'll leave it. Okay, so we can drive the damper open. Oh, that's the demand control ventilation. So all this is set up default. That's gonna be fine. Everything looks, this is actually pretty easy to use app. It's got a lot to it too. I like it. I like this better than Train's Symbio. Train's using Symbio now. They got the same Bluetooth connection, but theirs is a little, it's also easy to use. I'm not sure. I have to look at, see what the fresh air tempering is, but it's just not as, I don't think there's as many options. Well, that wasn't a test and balance at all. I want to test my heat. Component test. Here we go. Let's try that. Here we go. Heating. Yes, I know there's moving parts. Damn, I mean, you're gonna have a damn temporize right there. Tells you your blower speed, test in progress. Good Lord. Get my meter out of the way. So I'm gonna have to figure all this out as far as the dehum goes. What my settings down at the thermostat are and what I have. I'm gonna go through and start the heat up, and then I'll go down one shot and just hit all the thermostats up. We're gonna have to come back on this anyways. The biggest thing is that I get the heat running today. We get our gas pressure set and we're good there. I mean, it's December. We don't need the cooling right now, and we're not gonna need the dehum, but we'll have to come back once it starts warming up and set all that up. That is a minimum temperature of, it's got to be above 60 degrees if you look through the manual. So this has been like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes now. I can't back out. I can't, nothing does anything. So it's just giving me this little spinny thing. It never would test, so I'm a little unimpressed with the app at this point. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go down, I'm going to get, I'll probably grab the Jumper King and just jump it out. I need the heat to work. I need to go down and look at the thermostat. Maybe there's something in there that's, I don't know, causing an issue. I don't know if something's, I'm sure I'm going to have to go through and set things up in the thermostat, but I don't know what the deal with the app is, but unimpressed. So I'm going to let it do its spinny thing, and I'm going to go down and get some stuff to make this thing work at least well enough so I can get the heat started. Because I still got 3 more to do, and this is slow going. I should have seen all this stuff coming. Startups never really go well. It was actually wired in. None of the breakers are labeled. The breaker panels aren't even labeled, so I can't label anything. I've got nothing to label it. So sorry to the next guy if you're watching this. My bad, or the electrician's bad. He did what he could, I guess. I don't know if he's going to label everything. He'll probably just label his boxes RTU 1, 2, 3, and 4 and leave it at that, and we'll never figure out until somebody has a problem and has to. So let's go get the Jumper King. No, still spinny thing. I bet it's still spinning like that when I get up here. I'm gonna have to back out completely of the app and try again. So it started after I backed out of the app. I don't know why it wouldn't take. I'm not sure what happened, but backed out completely, went back in, and I've got an inducer now. It sounds like that inducer's variable speed too. There goes my gas. Now this is stage 1. Let's get my measurements. It's gonna be low fire. So we need to adjust that a little bit. I need to get it to 2 inches. And we're gonna adjust that like normal right there. High and low. I'm gonna do that and then we'll kick it into high stage. And they want 2 inches low, 3.5 high, which is typical. So now let's see if I can get the app. Let's see if I can kick it straight into high stage or... Sorry, the glare's getting... The sun's at my back now. So I don't have... Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop the test. Let's stop it. Worked out pretty good. Let's go stage 2 and see if it won't. See if it won't go into high fire with stage 2. See, I heard a click. Maybe that's where I went wrong in the first place, was I tried to start with stage 2. You can see that's our heating. You can see your heating board back there. She's flashing normal. And looks like we're gonna start up for second stage test. And we'll let it run for a little while after we get the gas pressure set and just check our temporize. I'll tell you what, when it works, pretty nice. Let's back out. So second stage didn't put me into high fire like I thought it was going to. Still in low fire. I do need to fire both at the same time and make sure this inlet pressure stays within range, and then I got to figure out the high fire, but we're going to do it the same once we get it. Might be bring the Jumper King up here and just jump the damn thing out if it's not going to do what I want it to do, because it doesn't say high fire, low fire, it says stage 1, stage 2. So I don't know, but we're going to adjust that high fire, same spot right there. Pretty simple adjustment, and this is all probably user error. This is the first time I've used this app. I don't work on a whole lot of Linux, so let me keep digging. Let's figure that out, and then we'll move on to the next one. Like I said, we got to get the heating started up, make sure our crankcase heaters are on. We'll come back for the cooling at some point. All right, about had it with this. I did pull out the Jumper King. You can hear it go to high fire, obviously, where that blower ramps up. This one wasn't making contact very well for some reason, so I actually had to like press it in there. I mean, it was holding with the, as far as the magnet goes, but I'm not sure why I wasn't making great contact. So it actually, I got the high fire set and then it fell off and shorted out, and now it's rebooting. didn't trip a brake or anything, so I think I'm okay there. But it's gonna reboot now, and I'm gonna get the low fire set, and I'm just about done videoing. This door hits me one more time, I want to tear it off its hinges, and I've had about enough of these. I gotta go through the other ones. Nice app for the Lennox. I like the Core's control. This is pretty cool, pretty easy to use once you get the hang of it. And the D-hum will be interesting to hook up and check come, you know, a little bit warmer weather. We verified the phasing. I am going to bump the compressors and all that stuff. I'm going to get all the information that I need. But for right now, we got a cold weekend coming, cold, and winter's here. So I'm going to try to get this heat running, and I'm going to let you guys go because y'all have seen enough and y'all heard enough of me talk, and I'm going to start cussing here shortly. So leave a trade better than you found it. I'll see y'all next time. So this app is pretty easy to use once you get the hang of it. There are time delays built in, so you've got to be patient, which I am not. Press that button for 5 seconds, let it go, pair, and there's a start button to look for devices. And you'll find it gives you model serial number, and then finish, and it'll pull up the unit. It's actually pretty cool and easy to use. You got test mode. I've got a call for heat right now. These are Lennox thermostats, and they come, unless someone powered them, changed the settings, and turned them off, they come set up for a heat pump. I got done, and then I noticed, well, everything's running and cooling, and I got Y calls. Okay, so I had to go down and figure out the thermostats, which are pretty easy to use as well. We can go down to component test in service, and we can test anything we need to. Still got my W call, so I don't know if it will run, but we'll give it a shot. I did this with the other one, and works pretty good. Brought the cooling on. There goes my blower. I can adjust the blower speed here, I guess, too. I heard the blower start up, so, but you can cycle your compressors, stop test, and it's pretty, like, dead on. You can do the heating, obviously, blower, the outdoor damper. You can do the outdoor fans individually. And then dehumidification, it will start the, hit your three-way valve and go into D-hum. I don't know if you heard the valve go, but we can feel my hot gas going over to the reheat coil. And this is all with, I've still got a call for W at the thermostat, or from the thermostat. So this is a pretty nice user-friendly app. We can control anything. If you control the dampers, it will actually show you the damper feedback position, and then you can adjust it manually by percentage, and it shows you the feedback. It's pretty useful, even with my thermostat calling. Now I may have screwed something up with my thermostat calling, but I'm waiting for the heating to kick back in. I do like it. Nice, and you can disconnect and move from each other. I don't know, it says it'll pick them up within 50 feet, but I haven't picked up anything but the one that I was next to, so I'm not I guess you might, maybe it's because you have to push the button. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but we got everything running. I'm getting ready to get out of here. It's Friday and it's about 4 o'clock. But this guy, so all these other units are old. This guy's been here for, I don't know, the building's been here for maybe 4 years, and it had an old stat on it. The guys, when they did all the work, they asked them to look at it, so they put a new thermostat on it and said the heat's just not working. We've never gotten heat out of this thing. We just don't know why. So I programmed this thermostat because I put a Lennox thermostat on this one and labeled it, but gas valve was off. Came in here and flipped the gas valve, I don't know how the ball valves got turned off, but they were off as well. I guess they just never called anybody about it. I don't know how that works. How you can go 3 or 4 years without. I mean, it was an upstairs area. The heat rises from the bottom floor, but it is what it is. I had a feeling it was going to be simple, and when it started up, I'm getting ready to go down and check it out because I could smell the new heat exchanger. That thing's literally never been fired, and I'm probably smoked the building out. The Lennox weren't as bad as I think Train's were, so these weren't too bad as far as firing off. I didn't even open the panels. I just let them. I warned the guys downstairs. It's all under construction. I just told them, hey, don't run. Nothing's on fire. You're all right. But like the app, like the Lennox units, we're going to come back and do the whole cooling de-hum thing when we get a little warmer weather. And we'll see how that goes. Leave a trade better than you found it, guys. See y'all next time.